How's it, guys? This one is for the rugby guys, as you can see by the top that I'm wearing. Just fantastic tries against New Zealand on the weekend. I've been thinking about this Tony ball thing and trying to work out exactly what's going on. And I just thought I'd highlight one thing, which is the use of the four-man pod to create the overlap. You know, when you've got such great backs like Marnie Libok and Damon Willemse and Sasha Fine-Magomezulu, these guys have incredible situational awareness and they can spot gaps, and the whole idea is to create an overlap, because then you have a situation of a gap opening up somewhere along the back line, and that leaves it for your number 10 or your number 12 to take a decision to pull the trigger and go for the gap, either run at the gap or kick across to the winger. So I just want to highlight 3 examples of this, and tell me what you guys think. I mean, I'm not a rugby analyst. I'm just trying to learn along the way, and it's pretty exciting stuff. So we're going to go here to Kwagga Smith's first try. So you see that the ball was kicked by Marnie Libok, taken in there by Peter Steff, and Kwagga comes through to score. Okay, so let's take a look at this in slow motion. All right, so it starts out, we've got our scrummy swinging the ball. Now, one of the main things that the South Africans are using under Tony ball is this four-man pod of forwards that hangs around over here. And the rule of thumb, it seems to be, is that the ball goes to the third man over there. So let's have a look at that. Right, so it comes up to him. So what they're doing is, by creating this four-man pod, they're sucking in the All Blacks over here. So already you've got 2 defenders. It's 3, 1, 2, 3, who now have to face this oncoming 4 forwards from the Springboks. And then we've now got a variation on this four-man pod, because over here we've got Snyman waiting. Now, already this man is about to spot Snyman, and he's going to have to man up and prepare to defend against him. So look at that. There it is there. He's now seen Snyman. Okay. Meanwhile, Marnie Libok has now received the ball, and he now has got a decision to make. He's successfully sucked in or shortened the All Black line here to 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders, whereas we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and further down here out of view, we've got Peter Steff on the line. We've got 5. So we've now created a perfect overlap situation, which means that Marnie Libok can pull the trigger, as they say. So he's got 2 choices. He can either swing the ball to Snyman, who will bring a crash ball through here into these men, or he can kick. And he's already made his mind up. He's going to kick. So let's watch that. Straight away he goes across to the kick, and we've got Peter Steff out there waiting on the wing, and he makes good work. He takes the ball in, he retains the ball, and he feeds it up to Kwagga Smith, who's coming through. So it's really excellent stuff. You know, very good use of that four-man pod to shorten the line. That's really what it's all about. Yeah, so here's another example with a slight variation to it. So first of all, let's look at the full try, and it's Reinach, and he's feeding through to Snyman, who comes through for a great try. So let's just look at this in slow motion again. Okay, there we have Reinach is picking up the ball. Okay, and once again we have a four-man pod that's set up over here. Now we know what happens. It should go to the third man. Let's see if that happens, and it does. That looks like Libok over there. So 1, 2, 3 forwards. There's your 4th. It goes to Snyman. Now, Snyman has got a choice. Either he's going to pass the ball back to Marnie over here, who will then feed his back line. And the back line's in pretty good shape, because they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 men, and they'll be defending against 1, 2, 3 All Blacks. So we've got an overlap on the blind side over here. And typically, historically, the All Blacks have not been good on defending the blind side. But instead what happens is that Snyman has chosen such a good angle of his running that he decides to hang on to the ball. He sees a gap in front of him, and he takes the ball and goes through. And he's on the way to the try. So that's the use of the four-man pod. Yeah, it's really interesting stuff. Tony ball. So here we go, Esterhuizer's try, and this time it's Libbok feeding out. Let's look at it in full speed. He gives it to Willemse, who spots a gap, and he feeds out to the guy on the wing, come through to Esterhuizer, who bulldozes through. Okay, let's look at this again. Here we see yet another variation of this four-man pod. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 forwards. But this time, they're not standing off on the blind side. In fact, you've got one behind over here. That's Visser. But still, it's enough of a concern for these 3 All Black forwards, defenders, to doubt themselves and to think, what is going on here? Okay, once again, I've got these damn 4 Springbok forwards standing here. And Reinach feeds out to Libbok, who then feeds directly to Willemse, who has got such situational awareness that he goes on to pass the ball out to Williams, and it leads to a try. But the point that I'm making here, obviously, about this pod is that it's causing havoc amongst the All Blacks, because it's, as they say, it's shortening the line. It's keeping these defenders sucked in, and it's causing these guys to doubt themselves. And a further problem is you've got another forward over here. So eventually when Willemse comes through, he's going to take this gap over here, and then he's running on a forward. Yeah, so tell me what you guys think of that.